Hello, this is Ron with Rising Sun Properties. Today I'm headed out to Chiba on the far side by the sea, and a beautiful drive out there. Got into Tokyo, met the client, we got a car and drove out. It was about 40 minutes drive. Just a really beautiful area. It's my first time out in this area, to be honest, and have a very interesting home to show today. This is the drive up to it, and here's the neighbor's watchdog. He didn't bark a lot as we were there, so I don't think it's a huge issue having the dog around. Here's the home. It's a tea house and has a lot of interesting things going on inside. 16.8 million yen, 3-story, 5 SLDK, built in 97, 188 square meters building space and 403 square meters land. Pretty far from the station, so you definitely need a car, but as you'll see, it does have parking. And wait till you see what we find inside. It's super interesting. I believe this was set up to be an Airbnb. So maybe if you're interested in doing Airbnbs, I don't work with a lot of buyers that are trying to do that, but it looks like this is already set up with exit signs and fire extinguishers, things like that. So you can see it probably hasn't been used or lived in for a while. There is some growth around the home, so would need to do some landscaping. Not a huge issue though. Overall, the building's built in 1997. Very good condition. From what I saw, I didn't see really any problems at all. No water issues. The structure around the outside, the base of it, and there's really no cracks in the cement. So I think there should be no issues with this home whatsoever. Pretty much ready to live in, and you can see it just has this beautiful view. It's kind of tucked in the back of the mountains. There's a couple neighbors around, but overall pretty isolated. So if you're looking for a getaway, to be secluded and away in nature, fresh air, this might be a good option to consider. It is still on the market and available. So there's a lot of land that comes with it. Again, I think it obviously look a lot better once you clean this up, but the view is fantastic. And had a grill or a stove fire burning. I'm not sure exactly what you use that for, just to heat up, have a little barbecue. There's another barbecue spot on the back side of the home as well, so I think it would be fine if you did barbecues around. Here's the entrance from the back side and the kitchen. There's actually 2 kitchens in this home, so there's one here and one on the second floor. This is the look out the back door, little CCR. Here's a kitchen, gas stoves, likely propane, I believe. And now we'll see some very interesting things that I was kind of surprised. There's costumes around the home, which is, I don't know what's going on. I guess it's a cosplayer's Airbnb thing. You can see some very interesting costumes, but then, boom. What in the world is going on here? There's not just one of them. It's not just 2 of the samurai armor. Little hangout side breakfast place. There's not just 3 or 4 or 5 or even 6 samurai armors. There's 8 of them. So this was kind of surprising. I guess you never know what you're going to see when you get into these homes. A little bit freaky, to be honest. I mean, those things are intimidating. They're built that way. They had a book here, so they're on display. Do these come with the home? I'm not sure. We would have to check if you're interested. Probably not, but I don't know. You know, the owner might be a collector. Those things are pretty expensive. They're probably 100,000 yen plus a piece. Different costumes just hanging up. There's a clown costume, some Star Wars stuff. I think that's Goku. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not into a bunch of anime stuff, so I could be wrong, but I believe that's Goku. So pretty interesting. Here's the laundry room and a little door that goes out to the side. Look down the hallway. There are 2 toilets in this home. Here's the one on the first floor. Things are a bit dated, but overall, this seems pretty turnkey, just ready to live into. It is 16.8, what was that, something like that. So about 110,000 USD at the current exchange, a little bit more expensive than your average buyer might spend, but we do have many clients who have a higher budget in as it comes to the Akiya stuff. So here is the shower room. Plenty of room. Again, a bit dated, this weird kind of plasticky peach tub, and everything's baby pink in there, but lots of room for the shower, so it'd be really comfortable. There's the sink and a little storage there. Didn't have any weird feeling or anything like that in the home. It just was kind of strange that these costumes were hanging up. Here's a room here, a little storage area. And here's a kind of a cool aerial picture from 2001. There's a lock on here and then a camera system set up with 3 cameras on the outside and then 1 on the inside, it looked like. So that was a bit interesting. Again, maybe just security purposes for the Airbnb, but it makes me wonder what's going on in here. That I think if it was Airbnb in the past, they're gonna lock that and just make sure the camera's running. Again, I'm not really sure. Or if you're in there, you want to know if somebody's approaching the home to. Again, don't really know. Can only imagine, but I guess maybe cosplay parties or something. There's 2 tatami rooms on the first floor. Here's the first room. It's got all these futons, beds. I mean, this thing could hold 20 plus people, I guess. I don't know how you'd get everybody in, maybe a big van, but or if you'd want that many people in the home. But it is a very large home, especially for Japanese standards. All this stuff, again, I say this in all of our videos, a couple more costumes, maybe Obi-Wan, not sure what that other one is. All the stuff in here, don't know if it would stay or if it would go. All of that is negotiated at the end, and every single house and situation is going to be different. That's just something we have to kind of play by ear and figure it out on the go. It's a pretty large spider. Boop, there he went. Sorry, buddy. Probably shouldn't have disturbed you. He's fine. They do have these in-ceiling air cons. It's not central air. There's still units outside, but those are a bit nicer and just look better. You don't have the aircon on the wall. There was something going on the walls here, not exactly sure what it was, but it didn't look too big of an issue. Going up to the second floor. This is a bit of a longer video, so thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and I appreciate everybody's support and comments and reaching out looking for homes here in Japan. We are a licensed real estate agent. Contact me via email or WhatsApp and be happy to talk about getting you a home here in Japan and what the process is and what our fees are. So here's a kind of lounge. It looked like an onsen, but it's not a steam room or onsen. I guess just a place to sit down and enjoy the view, have a cup of tea, read a book. Everything was, again, dated but clean and ready to live in. Doesn't need a lot of renovations, anything like that. Another little mini samurai. All the shoji windows and papers were clean and not punctured, so it has been taken care of for sure. More futons. The photo of this room. And this kind of wraps all the way around. Nice wood, nice lighting. Walls look to be in good shape. Tatami's fine. This is for the tea ceremony, so you can get your water there for the tea. And here's the second toilet on the second floor. That toilet might want to be upgraded. It's got that baby pink. Storage. This wraps, like I said, all the way around. And here is the second kitchen. Got the 2 burners, large sink. See the exit sign there. So for Airbnb, you have to have exit signs. You have to have the fire extinguishers. I didn't see a map in there. I think you also have to have a map and fire. So I don't know if it's 100% ready for Airbnb. You probably have to do a couple things, but it looks like it has been used for Airbnb before. So I assume that it's possible in this home. See the fire extinguisher there. Now going up to the third floor. This is another tea room. Just very interesting, cool house. If you like this area, it's a bit far from Tokyo, but you can see it's got a nice view. It's out in nature, maybe about a 40-minute drive from Tokyo Station. You can see the water over there. Taking a look at the tiles on the roof, everything looks fine. And here is the last room on the third floor. So right here is where you would put some, usually those go into the floor, and there's a hook there. You hang it up and you can start a fire and do the tea. I've never actually done it, so I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure some people out there have experience with that or know what's going on. And a look at the room, you can see that fire extinguisher and exit sign there. And then in the back corner here is where they have another area to prepare your tea. So you can see the box there, and that post over there with the fish on it is meant to hang on that hook that we saw earlier. Couple tatami mats to cover up when you're not using it. I'm not sure what that big one's for though. But here is the last tea preparation area. So yeah, there it is. That's a very interesting home. It's a great area. We went to a restaurant, had a nice lunch. The drive was a bit long, but you can see the views, just absolutely beautiful. There's a stop. There's Mount Fuji right there. A stop back on the way into Tokyo where there's some shopping and Starbucks, things like that. And we're able to be there right at sunset. So just a beautiful view and a good way to end the day. Ended up back at Tokyo Station on my way back to Nagoya. So thank you very much for watching, all the support. Thanks for reaching out. If you are interested in homes, reach out anytime. Happy to have a initial call at no charge. This is Ron with Rising Sun Properties. Thank you. Have a great day.